1989 to honour local authors who have shown exceptional achievement in their work. And Dean Wesley Smith and Kristine, Kathryn, Rusch have certainly done that. Between them, they've had well over 100 novels published, if not more, but using various pen names and in various genres, from mystery to romance and science fiction to thriller. Their work has been nominated for many prestigious awards, such as the Nebula, Locus, and Hugo. And Kristine is the only person in the history of the science fiction field to have won a Hugo Award for editing and for fiction. Dean has written books and comics for all three major comic book companies, as well as his own novels, Marvel, DC, and Dark Horse. And he's had a script made into a movie, which I just found out what it was tonight, and I'll let you in on the secret on that later. Now, technically, the first time I met Dean and Chris was at their place on the coast, here in Oregon, where they run a series of very intense writers' workshops. I wasn't attending their workshop, but was there with a writing retreat, and they'd invited us to come and have dinner with the graduating, ceremony of their workshop. Thing is, I remember noticing how all the students kind of looked shell-shocked. Their eyes were red-rimmed, and they were pale. And finally it became clear why. One of them came up to me and went, "I finally broke down crying last night." And another one came up and said, "Oh, so did I." And then everybody confessed, everybody had broken down. It was a badge of honour. And they'd all broken through a major writing block. And it was obvious that Chris and Dean have a very rare gift in helping a writer reach into their core and bring out talent they didn't know they possessed. Many of those students, the ones that I met even then, have since blossomed into respected published authors in their own right, with their own books and awards under their belts. Okay, confession time. I'd actually met Dean and Chris before, but they won't remember. See, the first time I met them, I was dressed as a Klingon. Really. You see, they also write in the Star Trek world, and they were talking on panels at a local science fiction and fantasy convention a number of years ago. Their book Klingon had just come out, and it had been made into one of the first interactive computer games, and that is the movie I just found out tonight. It was also a movie. Well, I was waiting at the elevator in my full regalia, and I see Dean and Chris coming down the corridor. I wanted the world to open up and swallow me. I swear I was so embarrassed. I mean, a grown woman, dressed in leather, studs, bumpy-headed, these professionals, what are they going to think of me? Well, they were sweet and kind, and they asked me questions about the costume, they talked about the series, they talked about their books. They were wonderful. And that really told me all I ever really needed to know about them. Down to earth, fun, kind, and generous of nature. They have devoted their lives to teaching others and entertaining others with their wonderful work. So it is with great privilege and honour I invite Dean and Chris to come up and accept their awards. May say, "Kapla!" And your house.
What Lizzy doesn't know is that we've been to science fiction conventions all over the country. In fact, I've been to them all over the world. And the Northwest science fiction Klingons are the most impressive because they have the best costumes and they actually look like real Klingons. And they wear boots so that they're taller than you. And so I remember that conversation. Because it was so wonderful because you guys always looked so great. Well, I wanted to say thank you to the Willamette Writers for this honor. Dean and I were both stunned and surprised and honored to hear about this. But the word lifetime kind kind of stopped us both for a minute because we're like, wait a minute, we haven't been doing this very long. It was just a few minutes ago that we met each other. It was just a little while ago that we did all this stuff, and then we actually, after we got the letter from you guys, we sat down and went, oh, we've been doing this together for almost, well, for 26 years.
Don't ask me.
And we were just honored. But the thing is that we both feel like beginners. And so every year is new, everything is new, and as you guys well know, and I've noticed on your conference list and everything else, publishing is changing. So we're learning all of that stuff that's happening and all the changes that are happening. So we still feel like beginners. We're honored, and we hope that we have another lifetime ahead. Now let Dean say what he was going to say.
I wanted to just say I'm an honor too, and I think when you see that how long we've been together, all you have to do is look at our hair.
He did it!
No, we came along and had a lot of help, and that's one of the things that you guys are getting here is some help from people who are just a little farther down the road than you are. And Chris and I were very lucky over the years to have some spectacular help, and people at conferences and friends that became friends that were professional writers like Damon Knight and Kate Wilhelm and Harlan Ellison and you know, I'll just buttress. People like that who helped us along the way and, you know, and said, hey, don't go that way, go this way. And that's what all we try to do too, is we just try to say, well, wait a minute, you got to make your own decision, but that might be a better road. And so that's all we try to do, and I want to say thank you very much.